Yo, what's up? It's your boy Jody. So I got a question for for some of the ladies, not all of the ladies, but just some of the ladies. And the question is there just a small possibility that the reason you have so many issues with men is because you're a little bit selfish? Could that possibly be the reason? And let me explain, right? So I've been doing this little survey over the last couple of months, right? And so I've been going around asking random women, you know, a question. Actually, it's a statement followed by a question, but um, I approach them and I tell them to visualize the ideal man for themselves and everything that he embodies. His body, how he look, how he smell. You know what I'm saying? What he pack in, how much money he got, what he drive, like all that shit, like everything about him, right? The ideal man, what you imagine, or your fantasy guy, right? And then after you had an image in your head, ask yourself, what would a guy like that be looking for in a woman, in his ideal woman? What would his version of that be that he would be looking for? And when I asked the question, I got these like looks of confusion, right? But not like confused like when you're trying to figure out a equation or some shit like that. It was more like a damn, I never thought about that before. And a lot of them said, you know what I'm saying? They was like, I don't know. Some of them said, I have to get back to you. Um, some of them paused for a minute and it was like, um, well, what do you think guys are looking for? Or what's the answer? They wanted me to tell them. And some of them simply said, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck what men want. And so the question is this, right? If you've never considered what the type of man you're looking for in a woman, and you're unaware of his desires or his wants or what he needs to make him happy, or better yet, you've never even considered it, then why isn't it unreasonable to assume that you might be getting looked past, or like you wouldn't even grab or garner his attention? Like think of it like fishing, right? Um a successful fisher knows, or a successful fisherman, I'm sorry. um a successful fisherman, goddamn, knows that in order to catch a certain type of fish, he has to bait his hook with a certain type of bait, right? Because different fish like different shit. So the strategy is to put on the hook what the fish likes so that you can get the fish, right? Now, if you put just any old bait on the hook and throw it in the water, you'll catch something. Something's going to bite the hook. But if you're not being specific and baiting your hook correctly to get the fish you're trying to catch, then you're subject to catch anything. And you're just pulling shit out the water, and none of it's what you want. You just keep pulling shit out the water and throwing it back, and pulling shit out the water and throwing it back. Um, that's not wise. Anything that you have to, well, anything that same rule applies to anything in life. You know what I'm saying? If you want a specific job, you have to get a certain type of education or certification or some type of technical training or whatever in order to do that job. You have to prepare yourself for it. If you don't have any skill or anything that you can apply to a specific profession, then that means you just pretty much apply for jobs and you just take whatever you can get, right? You apply that same concept to everything. You basically playing Russian roulette with your relationships. Um, And then in addition to that, if you simply don't give a fuck what men want, then, well, I guess a better way to put that is if you're not what we want, then why would we want you?